Are you serious? The study of the brain. Well, that's what my wife Heidi is doing today. She's in a all-day curriculum of the brain health, and she has had her first session out of 4 that she will be in today. This is a Menson meeting. She's been invited to sit in with of course, Mensons are the top 2% IQ in the world, and she made this commitment 2 years ago that she wanted to be at this because she is a Menson, and she wanted to understand what is the elitist, what are they planning to do. A lot of times in these kind of meetings, they reveal what they're doing, and her first session is eye-opening, shocking, in my opinion. But she sat in on a professor from the University of Nebraska examining the role of brain development as it relates to normal and impaired learning and the cognitive development in infancy in children. All right? Help understand research on ADHD and dyslexia. Well, she said, that sounds like very important. Of course, she's a registered nurse with a bachelor's degree in nursing. She wants to continue to further her education in those areas. So I'm supporting her today. I'm here with her. Of course, I'm not allowed to sit in on that meeting at all, as you can understand. But here's the deal. Here's what came out of it, which was very disturbing. She said, first of all, they are getting grants, multi-million dollars worth of grants from the National Institute of Health, from the federal government. Here's what's the medical community wants to have laws changed based on their studies to have immediate access to your infants as soon as they're born, not just to draw blood and the normal things that happen when a child is first born, but to immediately have access to your infant to put through a type of scan, brain scan. It's a netting in which they put around the baby's head, and it literally tests the ions that are leaking from the brain, that are coming from the brain. This net is able in the first hour or so, is able to get a read on the brain's release of ions, which leaks from the scalp actually. And they say it gives them a 79% accuracy. They can predict your child's learning abilities and where it will be at age 8. They will know. They say they have almost an 80% accuracy that they can determine your child's learning abilities and where it would be by the age of 8, and they can find that out, and they will know that within the first hours of your child's birth. Now, they want to have access to the infant. They want to have mandatory access, not giving you options. No, they want to be able to, it be mandatory that the child be analyzed. Folks, here's the thing. I understand they got their data. I understand they think it will help, but I don't see that. I'm sorry, but I'm concerned that they'll use this technology and that they're going to use this information to make determinations who they want to invest in and who they don't as a society. And so this is the kind of thing that, what does this mean to your rights? Are they being violated in this? If this law has not been passed, these guys are bringing it to the table to the top 2% IQ in the country right now. And they are saying to these folks, get behind this idea, understand what's coming. This is what we are recommending to the federal government. And the problem you have with that is, what is the real intention here? Is it, and how do you know it's going to even work? I understand that they have, their studies show they have an 80%, they're right 80% of the time with this netting. But do you want your child to be labeled in some type of classification of learning as an infant? Because then they will reshape your child's core curriculum to suit what they believe is the identified learning capability. I'm sorry, but I'm just sorry. But I just don't think that's where we want to be. And so, and what about vaccinations? What about, will there be certain medicines prescribed and mandated? How much are you going to mandate in some kind of a bill like this? Folks, this is the kind of stuff. And we're going to be bringing to you more and more information. There is one meeting that I'm going to set in on. It's how to survive a natural disaster of biblical proportion and how to survive it, and what the government's plan is to handle for instance, a New Madrid fault line massive with millions of deaths. How's the government plan on dealing with it? And what can you individually do? Okay, well, I want to know how the elitists are thinking on this, or what is being recommended to them, because that's a lot of what comes out of these type of meetings, what they're going to recommend. So anyway, it's good to have somebody on the inside that can find out a little bit in advance where they're going. Don't miss today's live broadcast. We'll talk about this and more on the coming apocalypse, 12 noon Eastern, for 3 hours of power. Are you saved? The New World Order is coming. It's getting in position. This is deadline day, June 30th. Are you serious?